Es kashti, my rainbow in the clouds. Rabo seder noach, parsha lamed hey, daf lamed ches dalid, kishusi davar, shu mukash lichu. My rainbow, meaning something that's compared to me. Kashin de pri, it's also from the language of the peels of the fruit, or the chaff of it. So the rainbow also then is like a garment for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So according to this, we can say it's like a garment. It's like the grasshopper, that its exoskeleton is part of its body. Or perhaps you can compare the idea to the turtle. So Mishpatim Tzadik Das Aleph Moshe B'Sochanan Vaya'al El Ha'Harchul, which says Moshe went into the cloud and then he went up the mountain. So Anandamaihi. So what's this cloud? Alada Hu Dichsiv Es Kashti Nosati Banan. This is the rainbow that I've placed in my cloud. So we see that the rainbow is the concept of the garment, and the Zohar says it's not the cloud that's the garment, it's the rainbow. And just like we're saying here, that it's the kash, which surrounds the wheat or whatever. Taninan dahahu keshes ishlachas luvushoy v'yahivlon lemoshe. So we learned then that this rainbow sent its garments and gave it to Moshe. Ubahahu levusha salik Moshe leTorah. And with this garment, Moshe went up to the mountain. So it was a rainbow garment. And perhaps comparable to the Ketonas Pasim, or maybe this part of the idea of the Karni Hod and so forth. Just like the rainbow is brilliant colors and so forth, and rays of light. The Mikdash Melech says there that what's this garment of the rainbow? This is the garment of the Chashmal, of the angels, which, as we know, is a, so to speak, a makif all the way up to the concept of Bina, and below the concept of Malchus. But Kasher Anan Yom Hagashim Kain Mari Hanogar. So it's compared to the concept of the rainbow is compared to the concept of the Noga in the supernal chariot, where you have the angels. So it's connected. Ubizoar Harakia, Tafpe Alpha Merbeis, Visoda Inyan Hu Hazeh Hu Sod Anan Hakavod. This is the secret there, it says, of the cloud of honor. Shechina Hanikra Keshes, He Mislabish Bo, that the Shechina that's called the rainbow is clothed within the cloud. So Anani Hakavod, here we're saying again, before we said by Moshe Rabbeinu that the cloud is not the garment, but the keshes is the garment. Here we're saying no, the Shechina is the keshes, and the garment is the cloud. So too Moshe merited to be clothed in that cloud. And then he was standing in the mechitza of the Shechina, because the rainbow was there, and he was also there in the cloud. He was, so to speak, in one garment together with the Shechina, with the rainbow that the Shechina was revealed through, or in, or compared to. So that's a different explanation than the straight from the Zohar Kadosh that he brought before. Mishpatim Tzadik Tes Aleph, and this one is in Zohar Akia Lechora. V'yuvan al derech mashikasu b'Tanya perek nun beis v'zel shono. And this can be understood according to what it says in Tanya. K'moshin b'nishmas ha'adam, just like in the soul of man. Ikar gilui chlolus ha'chayasu b'mochin chulu, the main concept of life force is in the brains. Kacha mama shal derech mashal iker giloi chulu mikora chayos chulu nekra alma diskalya chulu v'shchina chulu. So too the main revelation, the main life that's called the revealed world, and the Shechina, the worlds cannot handle this light of the Shechina without a garment that covers and conceals its light. What is this garment? Its will may be blessed, and his wisdom. Of that the Torah comes out of wisdom, of Chachma, which is supernal wisdom, which is much, much higher than the revealed world. So in order to shine into the revealed world, first you go into Chachma, into the Torah, into the Kodesh HaKadoshim, into the brains, so to speak, and through that it's revealed into the lower levels. This is the palace of the Holy of Holies in each particular world. Look over there in the Tanya about this idea. And that is because the palace of the Holy of Holies is the Keser Chochma Bina Das of the world of Bria, and within them, the Shechina from the world of Atzilus, so to speak, the Malchus de Atzilus, goes into the lower world, and the presence dwells in the Levush, the garment, so to speak, of the Holy of Holies, which is Keser Chochma Bina Das of Bria. And what about this language there in the Tanya? That it says that the garments comes from Chochmei Law, which is higher than the revealed world, which is the Shechina. So even though we said that the garment is within the revealed worlds of Bria Tzirasiyah, we said that it says that the garment is higher than the world, the revealed world. That the Shechina is the Alma Diskalia. And we're saying here that the Shechina is mislabesh in the Chachma of Bria. So we're saying that the garment, even though it is a chair, a chariot, that's the legs of the chariot. He makes a distinction between the legs of the kisei and the kisei atzmo, which this chair itself are oros hamitznosim keser chochma bina d'atzilus. The chair itself comes from the keser chochma bina of atzilus, which is higher than the Shechina that's mislabish in the ragle hakisei. So the chair is, so to speak, a seat for the Shechina, yes, in the world of Bria, but the chair is coming from a higher place than the legs, so to speak. Mislabesh the Keser Chochma Bina Das de Bria, and these Keser Chochma Bina Das, these nostitutes, these sparks from the higher levels as they are in the world of Atzilus, are enclosed within Keser Chochma Bina Das of Bria. Uke'inyan oraisa mechochma ila nafkes. And this is like the concept that the Torah comes out from Chochmah Ilah. That even though it comes from Chochmah Ilah, it comes into the lower levels. Right? Mizeh b'sidr achar alinu l'shabeach. V'zeu es kashti, and that's what it means. My rainbow, davar hamuksh li, the thing that is, so to speak, compared to me or surrounds me, hiya Shechina, which is the Shechina. Because we see here these two perushim. It's either the Shechina itself, like the Zohar here, or it's the thing that surrounds me. And so the levush, like it's brought in the Zohar Kadosh. So the Tanya explains that Shechina is the beginning of revelation, meaning to say that which is revealed into the Holy of Holies of the world of Bria. It's the first revelation. That which the infinite may be less shines into the world in a revealed way, and that's why it says that it's compared to me, or it surrounds me as a levush, because it's the first revelation, so it's compared to me. And this is also corresponds with the concept of his name may be blessed. That the concept, that this is the concept of a glimmer that does not touch the essence of the light. That's the concept of a name. Nonetheless, the glimmer is like the luminary. It's also called like a sheath or a peel to the fruit. Because the malchus, even though it's a glimmer, and it's me'ein hamor, it's also called a garment. Levush avaya malach geus lavish, that Hashem became king, ruled, became king, and he wore a garment of exaltedness. Kashti nasati ba'anan, and the concept of my rainbow that I placed in the cloud, hainu kisei hakava, which is the throne of honor, keser chochma bina das de bria, which are, like we said, the mochin of the world of bria, shu halavush lahalim ulahastir bechinas hamalchus da'atzilus, which are this garment to hide and conceal the concept of malchus of atzilus. So that's the concept of the rainbow as the garment for the Shekhinah. V'ayin me'inyan ha'anan de Moshe b'mikdash melech u'baharamaz rish pashas vayikra daf bez amud bez baharamaz pashas achrei daf nuntes amud aleph u'b'mikdash melech pashas b'reishis daf yud ches amud aleph perish. So look on all those places. And in Mikdash melech b'reishis it says sheha'anan hu Michael, that the cloud refers to the angel Michael. Darga de Chesed, which is the level of kindness. Inyan Yomam, the concept of the day. Shu levush shel hamalchus hanikra keshes, which is a garment to the malchus, which is called the rainbow. So the cloud here, so this is similar to how it says in Zohar Arakia that the keshes is the Shechina. So to here, the keshes is the malchus, and the garment is the anan. But here, the garment is the garment. The anan is mechoel, which is the concept of chesed, of chesed. That chesed here is the garment for malchus somehow. So the concept of the day and the concept of the cloud are comparable here, the anan yomam. So the word anan and the word yomam are compared to each other. That the day of the concept of yom mitzvah havaya chasto is the concept of chesed, and the concept of anan yomam is that the anan is also the concept of yomam. So it's a concept of chesed. That's why he says that the chesed is the garment. That's the Mikdash Melech there. B'sefer Hadras Melech Siman Tzadik Ches Daf Mem Tes Umar Aleph Pirish Binyan Acher, which is on Hadras Melech is deeper in Yonim in Zohar HaKadosh from the Mikdash Melech himself, from Shalom Uzgalu. So he gives a different Pirish also in another place. Hu al derech Pirish Zohar Chelik Aleph Pashas Noach Amar Aleph Beis Binyan Akeshes Shu Yisod. And there it explains that the keshes is Yisod, and not Malchus. Zohar Chel Gimel Vayikra Yudal Beis Ki Mei Noach Zos Lichulu V'Daf Tezvav Amud Aleph. What does it say about Mei Noach? Mei Noach Garmu Li the Agali Zos Ba'alma, that the waters of Noach caused for me that I should reveal this into the world. Zos Osabris Chulu, that this is the sign of my covenant. So the sign of the covenant is obviously the concept of bris, is the concept of Yisod. And so the rainbow is the concept of Yisod. It's Kashti Nosati Ba'anan Chulu. I have placed my rainbow in the cloud. Elali Karadishmi, but it's for the honor of my name. So I guess the Hine Amalchus Nikra Shem. So if we're going to be Mefarit, Ikara Dishmi, what's the honor of my name? The name is Malchus. And I guess the Ikara is the concept of Yisod. Zeu gamkin inyan kashti davar hamukashli, and this is also how we can explain that my rainbow is something that's compared to me. Shashem yishlo is a shaychus, because a name is comparable to the essence, and therefore it's also mukashli. Because if you're saying that the malchus and the yesod have a kesher, so the shem is the malchus is so to speak connected to the yesod, so it's mukash to the yesod, I guess. Like it says, everything that Adam called it, that was its name. So maybe the word Yikra is like the word Yikara Dishmi. So calling it something is similar to the Yokir of it. There's a connection between Yokar and Yikra. But Parshas Noach, and with Aleph Beis, is Kashti Nosati Mikad Mastana. It says it in the past tense. I had placed my rainbow. And I mean to say he already had placed it before this mice of the rainbow and the flood. V'hainu k'moshkasu b'dibur hamaskil tiku b'chodesh shofar b'dibur hamaskil tzavas b'nei Yisrael v'amarta aleim skorbani inyan yeridas haziv mu'or ein sof shayakolul b'atzmuso yizborich. That there it says about that you should say about my korban. It talks about the idea of the descent of the radiance from the infinite light. That was included within his essence, may be blessed by Bechinas Ayin, in a state of naught. And this radiance came down through this shield and this sheath in order to create creations. And this is a tremendous descent in comparison to the radiance that was included in his essence. V'zehu es kashti, and that's what it means. My rainbow, davar hamukashli, the thing that's compared to me, b'chinas haziv, that's this radiance. Nosati be'anan, I've placed it in the cloud, b'chinas hachashmal, hamagin, v'haparsa, which is this concept of the garment of the chashmal that shields and is a curtain. That's what we're saying. The radiance came down in order to create, and it went into a garment. It's a tremendous descent. And the ultimate purpose of this descent is in order to bring down this state of nullification below, in the place where things exist. Which is the concept of the rainbow, which is a reflected light from purifications down below. When the creations nullify themselves, then you're able to bring down this light, which is like the concept of the rainbow, a reflected light. So it's not just for creation itself, but when the creations do birurim, you also reveal this glimmer into creation, or in a higher way than just the creation itself. Now there's no king without a nation. Shubechinas olamos b'ri yitzirasiya, olamos biyal yesh ubatel. Yet you have to have the worlds in order that are nullified in order for him to be king. And this that it says this is the concept of the bris, which is the rainbow. It's like it says, and belief for all of this. And established upon us. Where talks about the covenant that you've sealed in our flesh, that is to say, when this becomes atik for the lower worlds of Bria Tziyosiyari, Nasis Keser Mashbiachlu, it becomes Nasis Dochru Mashbiachlu, becomes masculine and a giver. Okay, so we're talking about the Bris and Imuna. It says, Kolzos, I guess, is the concept of the Malchus. Imuna Kolzos. And it says, V'kayim Leinu, that it's established upon us, meaning to say that it comes down to become Atik of Bria. So whether or not Brischa here is the concept of Yisod as it comes down into Malchus, but I guess you'd have to see in that Mimer and Siddur and Birchas HaMazon exactly how it connects the concept of Brischa, which is the rainbow, to the concept either. Because it's usually Keser Malchus that becomes the Atik and not Yisod, but here it's connecting the concept to the Brischa, Shechasam to Bivsereno. So you have to see in that Mimer. Vod Kihi Nikras al Shmei, also because it's called on his name. Vehine Shechina hi memalekol almin. Now the Shechina is the concept of the godliness that fills all the worlds. L'chein nikra Kashti, and that's why it's called my rainbow. Kekash legabi hapri, which is the peel in comparison to the pri. So the memalekol almin in comparison to the soviv is like the peel. That the infinite may be blessed, who encompasses all the worlds, is in comparison holy and exalted above it. And the service of man to bring down the unity, the union of HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the Shekhinah, to unite the Mamali and the Soviv. Even Kamosh Kazu Perish when you Nichud Zebedi Bramaskil Havai Lilo Bozrai, Bidi Bramaskil having Perish Apostle Mikel Kamocha. The Hainu Shia Gilu Oins of Baruch Mashu Kadosh Muvdol. And that's this idea that you should reveal this infinite may be blessed as he is exalted and holy above. Yenimshach Misgala Bechina Zu Bemidas Malchusa Yizbarich. You should bring down and reveal this concept into his attribute of kingship, may be blessed. Hagili Gamkin Beha to reveal it not also in the worlds, not just being to stay exalted. Al derech ein bain yiruchul, with like this, the pasuk will see him eye to eye. Kamimer v'hufa hadar gaun chulu, like we say in our davening, and you should reveal yourself in the splendor of your exaltedness. And all the creation should know, and so forth, that you cause them just like you had this revelation by the giving of the Torah, that which was exalted came down and was revealed. So too by the splitting the sea you had this revelation. And in order to bring down this revelation, it's through going away from bad and doing good. That what do we accomplish through going away from bad? Because that our sins should not separate between us and our God. This pushes away the nurturance of the external from Malchus, which is what we said becomes Atik to Bria and brings down the Hamshach. And afterwards it becomes, and you do the concept of do good, and you can then bring down the revelation of the supernal union without anything stopping it. Which is not the case if you didn't do the first part of going away from bad. Even if you also do good, you won't bring down anything. That since your sins are separating, and the external have a nurturance, so if so, you cannot reveal the supernal light. V'zehu yaseh shalom li, and that's the concept of you will do peace for me. So the pasuk is yaseh shalom li, shalom yaseh li. So first you say, I will do peace for me, and then peace will be done for me. So you start with I will do peace. You start the concept of asiyah, the action, the tikkun and fixing, lahavir ha'orla, to get rid of the bad, ma'al habris, from take it off the covenant, shu klipas noga hachofef, which is the klipas noga that covers over, which is in general the concept of the priya, not the orla, because the orla is more the klipos utemeos. V'kamosh kasav amikdash melech b'shem harachav parshas vayikra sham. V'ayin mash kasav me'inyan sur meravas yito b'dibra maskul matovu. And so the concept of shalom is the concept of the bris in general, bris shalomi and so forth. And by Pinchas, bris shalom, bris shalom. V'ayin mash kasav me'inyan sur meravas yito b'dibra maskul matovu. L'chein b'zman shemamshich beis b'chinos shalom anal. Therefore, if you bring down both these concepts of peace, you don't need the rainbow. Because you bring down the hamshacha anyways. I guess and this is implying that the rainbow is a real revelation from above. That's done from Hashem, whereas you can do it through avoda, through the hasaras ha'orla and the hamshachas habris. Which is not the case when the generation does not merit, as is known, that the generations of Chizkiah or Rashbi, they didn't see the rainbow because they were able to accomplish it with their own avodah, which is not the case with the generation is not meritorious. And you don't bring, and they don't bring down this union. Al yedei v'asei tov, through the concept of doing good. Mikol shechein. And how much more so if there's also sins that are separating. And the snake is dwelling in the feminine. The cause that the world should go back to nothing and naught, God forbid. Because it says, if not for my covenant of day and night, I will not have placed the statutes of the heavens and the earth. So that's all dependent upon the bris. And here we're saying they don't have the bris. Because the bris is equivalent to the keshes. So if you are guarding the bris on your own, you don't need the keshes. Sof Parshas Beshalach Daf Samach Vov Amar Beis Al Pasuk V'yiru es Elokei Yisrael. This Galia Layu Keshes Begavne Nihirin. So it says in Parshas Beshalach that they went on by Matan Torah. It says that it was revealed to them the rainbow in its brilliant colors. That's what when it says they saw the God of Israel, that's what it means. That it refers to this concept of the rainbow being revealed. Because it's the same concept, the same Yichud Elyon that you bring down through guarding the bris and the covenant. So it says in Yechezkel, Kemari HaKeshes Asher Yihye Be'anon Chulu. It says, just like the vision of the Keshes that is in the cloud. B'Zohar Chelik Aleph, Beraishis Yudches Aleph, Beis Perish Gimel Gavni HaKeshes, the Malchus, Hemichoel, Gavriel, Refoel, Chivar, V'Sumak, V'Yorok. So in Zohar Chelik Aleph, we also brought Beraishis Yudches before. He's saying here that the three colors of the rainbow of Malchus, that the rainbow is Malchus, in this context, So the three colors are the three angels. Michael, Gabriel, Raphael. Now, before he brought Michael in the context of Michael being the cloud, and the concept of chesed being the garment for the keshes. And here within the keshes itself, now we're saying the three garments, the three colors of the keshes itself are Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael, which are the colors white and red and green. Gavnin disyachta ichuda tata, colors which unite the lower unity. And they are like, or compared to, the hidden colors, which are the supernal unity. So I guess perhaps like the concept of within the colors within the visible spectrum and colors outside the visible spectrum, like infrared and ultraviolet, perhaps is the mashal. Kavnin stimin. Uperish b'mikdash melech shegavnin stimin hem chagas dezo. So Mikdash Melech explains that the hidden colors are chesed gbur tiferes of zera anpin. Val zenemar kein mari hanoga huza shenoga oro zachalu. So too is the Mari Noga. So the pasuk says in Yechezkel that like the colors of the rainbow, so too is the Mari Noga. Kin Mari Hanoga. Kasher Hanan Biyom Hagashem, Kin Mari Hanoga. So he's saying that the colors of the rainbow are below. But the Mari Noga, that's Zah. That its colors are pure. So in this context, the kesh is only compared to the Mari Noga. I guess, Mukashli, like he said, something compared to me. That the revealed colors are comparable, Mukash, to the hidden colors. Ubir inyan beis bechinos gavnin elu. And to explain these two concepts of colors, Yuvan mamash akazav besidur sharatzizis al pasuk vasu lahem tzitzis al kanfeichulu ein sham. Look over there. He doesn't explain the two colors, although we do have a concept of two colors of, I guess, the tchelis and the lavan and the tzitzis. There's two concepts of yafa. Beis pamim hinach yafa. Echad keneged hagavnin shebekneses Yisrael. You are beautiful twice. One is corresponding with the colors in the souls of Israel, mitzad atzma on its own. Habez mashemekabeles milamayla megavnin iloinchlu. And the second is that which it receives above from the supernal colors. Look what it says that when they put on these holy garments for Aaron and his sons, through this you draw down also to supernal attributes. And that's what it says, that they'll take the gold and the purple, which these colors are supernal colors. Look what it says about the avos being the chariot, which I guess is also the concept of chagas of Zoh. Avraham al Maimer Hanal. Look at the Eshel Avraham says about it. I guess also the concept of colors, or this would probably fall under Shiur Meshulash. V'ayin beparshas Noach, ayin aleph beis vayishlach, kuf ayin suf amad beis vayichi, reish lamed beis aleph, pekudei reish mim zayin aleph, pinchas, reish lamed suf amad aleph, reish lamed aleph, aleph me'inyan, kamari akeshes chulu. There's all these other nice places in Zohar HaKadosh that talk about this idea of Maria Keshes. Meaning, Kashti, look what it says about my rainbow. In my rainbow, B'dibur Maskul Shem Shchem Echad, B'dibur Maskul V'Shadai K'Migdalos, and B'dibur Maskul V'Har Sinai Ashen Kulo, Mevor Inyan Gimel Gavnei HaKeshes, and also in where it talks about Har Sinai, with the smoke, it talks about the three colors of the rainbow, which are this reflected light that when it goes up with a strength. So when you have like a volcano, it creates clouds, it creates lightning, it creates thunder, and it creates also rainbows. So perhaps there's a concept there. That by Matan Torah, there was also the concept of the rainbow. Therefore, it was revealed when I make my cloud. That's the pasuk in Noach. So when I make my cloud is the concept of Or Choser from the tipin below. That's how you create a cloud, is through the Eidjala, through the reflected light or the reflected water. That the evaporated water is also a concept of Or Choser, an elevated reflected light. And this is reflected from the sun that shines with a strength on the earth. This brings up the aid, this brings up the evaporated water. And birurei noga, and spiritually, this is the concept of the purifications of noga, which fell from the breaking of the vessels, and now you're bringing them up from the world of Tov, or Chuzer, Holich, Misrachev, and this reflected light goes up and spreads out. Sham Malchus Yikeser Melamata Lamaila. That is because Malchus, if it's a reflected light, then you're starting from below, and Malchus is the first sphere. It's the concept of Keser from below, from Melamata Lamaila. Okay, Vehem Birurei Noga, right? Shamalchus Yikeser Melamata Lamaila Eishes Chayla Teres Baila. It's the concept of the woman of valor is a crown of her husband. That's this concept of the Or Choser. Mitzad Birurim de Tov, through the purification of the light of the sparks of Tov. Alkein Uri Hisia Lizkor Chulo. Therefore, I'm going to receive it to remember. Because the source of Tohu is higher than Tikkun. So when you elevate the sparks from Tohu, you're sort of bringing down from above where you need to remember from. The concept of the white and the black. And the beauty, we can say, is the three colors of the rainbow. The Tav Kuf Samach Gimel is Bosh Ikar Aleda Mahamai Nukfin Shishorshum Atzmius Ak. It says that the concept of the feminine waters, the main concept of giving birth, is from the feminine waters. That's rooted in the essence of Ak, Sag de Tohu, which is the revelation of Sag of Tohu. And not just a glimmer like Ma. So the point is that you have the birur of Ban Umma, and Ban is the first birur Rishon, and Ma is the Birosheni, and through the elevation you can have the Giloi of Sag, which is the Atzmius, and not just the Arak Mumal, Lechin Verisi, Liskor, Brischulo. Therefore, I'll see it to remember that the feminine waters awaken the masculine waters, meaning to say you're going to bring down from Sag. You're going to remember the Sag that went upwards in the Shvira. And that's why this is how we can explain that these three colors correspond with the three angels. Shem Bechinas Merkava, which is the concept of the chariot, Nosos Isakise, that lift up the throne, because their source is in the world of Tohu. That's how the angels, which we said correspond with the rainbow, the colors in the rainbow, are able to lift up the throne. Why are they able to do it? Because it's the concept of birur of the nitzutzos, and you're lifting up and bringing back to the source. And this we can understand. With this we can understand the medrash, that it's something that's compared to me, which, like it says, like the vision of the rainbow. Kein Mari Hanoga, so too is the vision of the Noga, Shuzakanal, which is Zeranpin. I'm not sure which. So according to this, the keshes is the component that's compared to Zah, meaning to say the keshes is the component that fell down into the Shvira that you need to elevate and reveal, and it's comparable to the Chagas of Zah somehow, because it's a revelation from above, even though it fell down below, something like that. So you could say like the vision of the rainbow is like the rose amongst the thorns. That's what we're saying, that the keshes goes down. So it's these beautiful colors amongst the cloud. The cloud is the concept of the thorns, so to speak, the darkness, the dark forest of thorn trees, and the rose amongst them are these beautiful colors. Ken Mari Hanoga, so too is the vision of the Noga, of the light. This is similar to, so too is my beloved amongst the daughters. So you see in Shir Hashirim a comparison of the keshes to the Noga. So too you have two comparisons. You have the comparison of the rose amongst the thorns, and the comparison of my beloved amongst the daughters. So that's just like the comparison of the keshes and the cloud and the Noga above it. So too, this fits even better according to what the Pardes says in Erchei HaKinoim, that what does Noga correspond with? It corresponds with Bina, and Bina corresponds with Rayasi. So Kain Rayasi, Bina Bano, so too my beloved is Bina, that's also higher than Chagas of Zah, or the concept of the Keshes, as it is Mislabish in Kisi HaKavod in Keser Chachma Bina Das of Ol Mabri, or whatever explanation is fitting.